Hello Facebook family and friends, how are you today? Today we are going to talk about negotiations, and we are going to talk about why would a vendor sell a property under 50,000, under 100,000 to the market price. There has been these questions asked on groups time and time again, and I thought it would be great for me to do a quick short video explaining, what would be the 4 key things when a vendor would really sell under market price. Now, this is Moss from Investor Partner Group. For those who don't know me, we do strategic advising. We are buyers agents. I do property development, tax, SMSF, business structures advisory. Coming back to the topic, if you think about what are vendors' reason to sell a property, there could be 4 typical reasons where a vendor would really sell a property on the market price. Okay. Now there is this notion on the groups that, is the vendor silly that, they would consider selling it under market price? No, the vendor is not silly. There are underlying reasons when a vendor would decide. So number 1 is understanding the vendor's needs. If you think about vendor's needs, the vendor may be looking for a cleaner, quicker exit. And so in relation to them seeking that, it would be important that, they might discount the price to get a quicker sale. And so there are vendors who are, going through tough time of their life, distressed sales. We are talking about vendors moving into aged cares, family separations, etc. So there could be a lot of reasons there where you would get a discounted property being sold at quick and dirty prices with quick settlement terms. So that's vendors' needs. Number 2 is negotiating on behalf of the seller. Or the seller negotiating themselves. If you are a good negotiator and if you are negotiating quite well, then there would be chances that you might be able to negotiate it based on certain terms. You might be able to negotiate based on the market conditions, building in pest reports, or managing the relationship with some of the agents. And that's predominantly point number 3. There would be agents managing relationships with other property professionals. And so time and time again we have seen that a lot of real estate agents would sell a property to us at a relatively discounted price, especially development properties, because they're managing relationships with us, where they're expecting resales to come back to us. And so because we are doing developments, that notion is definitely there. Point number 4 is more in relation to buyers being uninformed. So there could be buyers who are quite significantly uninformed. If I think of a typical example, there was one deal just quite recently where we were dealing with a buyer from an interstate who had no idea what was happening through a local park in parts of Western Australia or Perth. There was another buyer who was overseas, living in Iran, and they were looking for a quick sale, and they had no idea as to what the market is doing. Naturally they were looking at the news and they thought whatever is happening in US is predominantly happening in Australia, be it property prices, for example. So there could be very uninformed buyers, even locally or overseas or interstate, that they are not informed as to what the market is doing. It's quite interesting that there are buyers in Western Australia who has seen the property prices peaking to 2015-16, and now naturally what they are thinking is, well, the prices have only come back to whatever they would have paid, and so let's take a clean exit, and so they might sell it at a previous older price point, whereas the market is quite significantly higher than, or the market is paying a lot more than what they're expecting to receive. And so that's the 4 key reasons. If you combine all of these together, you can negotiate a good deal, or you can find really awesome deals, even in a seller's market, where the price point is the market price. Thank you for listening to me today. If you like the content, please jump into the comments. Please hit like and subscribe. Please jump into our Help Me Buy Property podcast. There is a lot of these discussions in a much more structured fashion that is happening at the other end. Thank you for listening to me today. Take care, keep smiling, be kind, and keep investing. This is Moss checking out. Adios.